Thursday, January 5th. This is an end of the day SPY recap, and today we end up with a 2 down red bar that didn't reach its target. So in other words, we had an inside bar from yesterday. We opened near the low end of the pre-market range between the blue lines, and then we started lower. We took out yesterday's low, and we were targeting this low here from 2 days ago. We were targeting this low. We were targeting this low. After this big range, that's been developing, and you were looking for a potential breakout that would really build some momentum and maybe start a whole new leg down, and it just didn't develop. So when it doesn't reach its target, you have to be a little wary of what happens next. Maybe we start above the midpoint tomorrow and have a 2-up day, and it's a inside bar failure breakout. That would be a good buy signal if it happens. A 2-up day, and you would look for it to get to that purple line to start. That would kind of turn the continuity of the weekly chart, which is still red, but if it hits that purple line, it turns green. And the monthly chart, even though we're still biased to the downside a little bit to start the month, and you would think you're taking out that low, if somehow we move up to that purple line, we turn the month green, and maybe that doesn't happen. So that's still our reference point going forward, and we're just going to have to see with this failure to reach a target, do we get the classic, this would be a 3 bar, a 1, a 2 down, and then maybe a 2-up buy signal tomorrow. We'll look for that. But in the meantime, maybe it was just a delay and we're going to continue lower. The continuity is still to the downside, but I don't like the fact we couldn't follow through. And if we look at the opening price action today, I aggressively bought the SPY puts. I discussed in the opening video how I was looking for at least an attempt breakout lower after watching this pre-market price action. But you can see here on the 15-minute chart, it went down, kind of rallied a little bit, but failed on bar 3. And then we definitely tested that low 2 different times, couldn't break through at that first bar, and then at that point, that was the morning move of the day. And then you kind of, once this failed to go down, at this point you were sensing all that all morning long. This little move up here was time to get out, and that's it. And then we just kind of drifted. We didn't really have any upward movement, and at the end of the day we kind of drifted near the lows. But again, we didn't reach that target down here, so we'll have to see if we get continuation tomorrow, or it could be the reversal signal to the upside. And again, on the 5-minute chart, I was aggressive. If you look at the opening price action, I actually bought the 1-minute little move right here. I bought the puts, so it was a nice trade, but you can see here we just had a bunch of choppiness trying to get through those lows and couldn't really ever do it. But there were some nice gains in here if you were aggressive, even on the 5-minute chart. If you wanted to play a quick breakout, moving 5-minute big bar down below the pre-market lows, just anticipating that in this big move, in this big range and inside bar, and we were starting near the lows, there was a chance you can build a lot of momentum to the downside with all kinds of continuity to the downside. That's why I try to aggressively get short. And it was a great looking trade, but never really followed through. So that's that's been the story of this choppy range for a long time now, and we're just going to have to continue to see where price wants to go in terms of breaking out either to the downside or the upside. But this purple line is still very important for continuity. As long as we stay below that, we'll be biased to the downside. But we're getting to a point now where maybe this is a potential failure to the downside, and we're just going to see if price action leads us higher or not.